What started off as a small lie? This. When I was 16, I told my crush Emma that I was fluent in French. She was obsessed with Paris. Like Eiffel Tower keychains, Pinterest boards of baguettes and berets, the whole deal, and always talked about how hot French guys were. I barely scraped a C in beginner French, but I figured, hey, what's the harm in sounding cool for 5 minutes? A week later, she invited me to dinner at her house. Her dad was some fancy wine guy. Seriously, he had walls of vintage bottles and these massive framed photos of French vineyards in the dining room. The second Emma told him I spoke French, his eyes lit up like a Christmas tree. "Ah, magnifique. We must practice together," he said in this over-the-top Pepe Le Pew accent. Then he launched into actual French. I had no idea what he was saying. I just smiled and nodded like an idiot, tossing out random oui and bonjour responses like I was an animatronic greeter at Epcot. And somehow, he was impressed. He asked if I'd tutor Emma's little brother Kevin, this awkward 13-year-old who only ate peanut butter sandwiches and carried around a binder full of Pokemon cards. I panicked, but said yes because Emma was sitting right there, looking at me like I was some multilingual genius. That night, I downloaded every French app in existence. Duolingo, Babbel, some weird one that used cartoon characters to teach slang and cursing. I crammed phrases about ordering coffee and asking for directions like my life depended on it. Spoiler, it kinda did. The first tutoring session with Kevin was a disaster. He asked me how to conjugate avoir, and I just stared at him like he was speaking Klingon. So I panicked and told him French verbs were mood-based, and he should try feeling the words. He actually believed me. Emma's dad started bragging about me to his wine club. Next thing I know, half the neighborhood thinks I'm some prodigy. Mrs. Chen from 3 doors down asked me to help her with her Paris travel itinerary. The damn mailman started greeting me with bonjour every morning. By senior year, it had hit my school. My guidance counselor called me into her office and told me she'd written a college rec letter highlighting my native-level fluency in French. Not only that, she'd already submitted it to 3 schools, one of which had a highly competitive international studies program. I got in, with a full scholarship. The letter literally said my fluency was a deciding factor. So now I had 2 choices: admit I was a lying idiot and lose everything, or become fluent in French for real. I chose option 2. I majored in French literature and studied like a man possessed. I watched hours of French movies with subtitles, read children's books, practiced speaking to myself in the mirror. I'd wake up at 5 a.m. muttering je ne sais pas, like it was a sacred chant. My freshman roommate thought I was losing it. I joined the French club. I dated a girl from Quebec. I had full-blown dreams in butchered French. By junior year, I did a semester abroad in Lyon. I was terrified. I'd order a sandwich and pray they didn't ask any follow-up questions. But little by little, things clicked. The fake accent turned real. The memorized phrases became thoughts. I could actually talk, joke, debate philosophy, complain about the weather like a true local. By graduation, I was fluent, like actually fluent. Now I'm 25, living in a tiny studio in Montmartre, working as a tour guide at the Louvre. I speak French better than some natives. My coworkers think I'm this brilliant American who grew up obsessed with French culture and chased his dream across the Atlantic. Emma? Haven't talked to her since sophomore year. She's married to some accountant in Ohio now and posts pictures of her kids in pumpkin patches on Facebook. And me? I'm just here, giving wine tips in French to tourists and pretending this was all the plan from the start.